Peter Thiel is leaving Facebook's board after several years advising Mark Zuckerberg. The reason why seems rather obscure at this moment, but I have a theory. Peter Thiel may not believe that the company is capable of innovating as it did in the past. If you think that's ludicrous, listen to what Peter said a couple of years ago.
Buzzwords are sort of like a tell in poker that people are bluffing, and that there's nothing, that the business is not undifferentiated, because the buzzwords tell you that it is one company of a category that's undifferentiated from the others in that category, and therefore are symptomatic somehow of a lot of competition and a bad business idea.
It's okay if you disagree with me, but isn't that what the metaverse actually is? Look, I know a lot of people are putting a lot of money believing that's the future, but first, there's a lot of competition, and secondly, there's a lot more hype, there's a lot more virality than actual technology that's being built. And when we think about the reasons why he invested in Facebook in the first place, well, those reasons are lacking at this moment.
But the kind of thought that I've come to is that every stated trend is overrated. So if you hear this is a trend, that's already a little bit exaggerated. So in Silicon Valley, there's a trend around educational software companies, healthcare IT software. These are overrated trends. Is that when you hear these buzzwords, they are a tell, they're an indication, like in poker, that someone's bluffing and that there's nothing actually there.
If you think that's ludicrous, here's what he said about Google to no one other than Eric Schmidt publicly.
Google is a great company. It has 30,000 people. They have, or 20,000, whatever the numbers. They have pretty safe jobs. On the other hand, Google also has 30, 40, 50 billion in cash. It has no idea how to invest that money in technology effectively. And so it prefers getting 0% interest from Mr. Bernanke. Effectively, the cash sort of gets burned away over time through inflation because there are no ideas that Google has on how to spend the money.
But what's really interesting is that when we take a look at what Google has become, well, Thiel was kind of right. Google really didn't innovate in the past couple of years. Rather, it's actually just the advertising monster. But when we talk about actual creativity and innovations, Google is really not doing much. I don't have all the truth in the world, and I would love to know your opinion. And before you go, make sure to subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Have a fantastic day.